Hare Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you. After a long time, actually, we are able to interact because of certain reasons. My travel, we're not able to interact. And this new year we are starting as the calendar starts. So I thought let us discuss something that we are changing the calendar itself. It's not that we are changing the leaf of the calendar, which we do every month, but we are changing the entire calendar. So what is it we should look out for a change? So let us discuss. Let us all together pray to Lord Shri Krishna on this event, on this occasion, and then we'll start our discussion. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Tadati Swakatam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajantam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Panchadadeshatari Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapati Gopesha Gopita Kantarata Kantanavasita Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Shri Sumana Sutta Devi Pranam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, New Year 2020 passed away, 2021 passed away. Now we are here welcoming 2022. Every one of you can go a little bit in the background and you see how right from where you became, conscious physically from your birth, how the calendars are changing. We have to also see whether our life is changing accordingly. We should also see that our life changes. So we are here to have some discussion about whatever has happened. We can learn something, and obviously something good has happened in our life. But how can we make the coming year much more, meaningful, so that we are better equipped to deal with any situation. Now, there's not much suspense regarding virus. It's already there. It's not only knocking the door, it has already entered the house. Yesterday we heard there were like almost 7,000 cases only in Mumbai. So the virus is back with a bang again, and this time with a bigger bang. So it's not a surprise or a suspense, but there are many things which we don't know how the thing will unfold. What all will happen in our life. So we should prepare ourselves to be better equipped at all the levels. At the level of body, on a physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, and of course, spiritual level. All these levels are there. So we have to see where we are lacking and where we need improvement. Always in our life, we should remember these 4 levels, and we should check thoroughly whether these 4 levels, are we prepared to deal any situation, because it will affect us on these 4 levels. Like when the electricity. Now, India has improved a lot in terms of electricity. Otherwise, if we go like 20, 30 years back, you never know when the electricity will be off, when the flow will stop. Okay, some big cities, maybe metros, and otherwise tier 2, tier 3 cities, villages, so forget about it. So there was always a suspense. Anytime the electricity can go. So people were prepared. They'll keep some candles. That time there were no mobile phones. So they don't have to bother themselves charging about mobile phones. So they'll be prepared. I remember in a small town, especially when the rainy season. Otherwise it was okay. 24 hours electricity was there. Especially in the rainy season when rain is about to enter and a lot of winds are gushing everywhere. And we will keep candles, matchbox ready. People will go and purchase the candles so that we are equipped. That time there was the old big television box, fat television box, not like today, slim and trim. That will be the only means of entertainment, and that's gone. There's no laptop with a battery backup and all that, no facility. And then we have family, friends, so we prepare. Now, someone may say, but okay, there was some understanding that electricity will not be there because of the rains. But how can we prepare for the entire year when we don't know anything? Well, not necessarily that we don't know anything. Rather, we can say we know everything. How many of you, are or do you know how to predict the future? It's very easy to predict the future. Shukadeva Goswami gives us an example in Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, look at this tree. It's a mango tree. Mango tree. Huge. And last year, so we can say 2021 summers, which fruit that tree gave? Mango. Okay. And 2020, mango. And 2015, again it was mango. Which fruit this tree will give in 2022 summers? Obviously, mango, because a mango tree. And 2023, again mango. And 2030, if it's still alive, again mango. So Shukdev Goswami says, look, it is so easy to predict the future. If you know the pattern, that's how markets are predicted. But the prediction of market may or may not be true. The prediction of even one of the finest astrologer may change. Things are dynamic, but some things will not change. I'm sorry to start on a note which you may not like, but there are 7 miseries which will remain in this world: birth, death, old age, disease. Miseries due to our mind and body, miseries due to other living beings, and miseries due to natural disasters. These 7 things won't change. They were here, they are here since time immemorial, and they are here, they will remain for eternity, because this material world is not a temporary phenomenon. So we are a misfit. Let us not blame any demigod, let us not blame any other living being, let us not blame the situations. This world is designed like that. So one may say that we do not know the future, but we know the future. There will be many more births, there will be deaths, there will be diseases, people will grow old. There will be threefold miseries. Misery due to one's own mind and body. Rather, the misery of one's own mind is increasing. Imagine, just think about it. 30 years, 40 years back, how many, when you would hear about a psychiatrist, it was a big deal. Psychiatrist, people would be scared or not comfortable to go. I don't want to go to a psychiatrist. I'm not a mad person. But today, every other person is going to a psychiatrist. Every other person. So many psychiatrists. Why? Because people are suffering from the miseries which are arising from our own mind. People are becoming strongly mental rather than becoming mentally strong. Our goal should be to become mentally strong. But where we are heading, we are becoming strongly mental. India is one of the youngest countries in terms of the population. The average age of the population in India is only 27, which is very young. But you take a sample of 100 youngsters, teenagers, say 15 to 25, take 100, and from anywhere in India now, because of this media, there's no difference between Mumbai and a small village. Thanks to media, thanks to internet. Take 100 boys or girls, anyone, and see if they are mentally strong, or they're mentally weak, or they're mentally distorted. And then there's a misery from one's own other living beings, and then from the demigods. We are seeing so much from natural disaster, famines, floods, volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, cyclones, constantly going on. Recently, I heard something in Indonesia and something again in US. US is like constantly inviting cyclones of sending out some invitations. So the cyclones are coming there regularly. So when we're talking about New Year, we should be equipped with a facility which will help us to deal with these situations, these sevenfold diseases. If you're not able to do that, then how are we going to face 2022? How are we going to face it? We all know this human birth is extremely rare. Very rarely, maybe unfortunately, we are seeing so many population, so much population. So we think, okay, there's so many humans, 7.5 billions and increasing. We're not able to understand how rare it is. Out of no, now more than 7.5 billion, how many are actually thinking about what is life? Some are, or mostly people are complete ignorance and somehow living their life. So we have received this such a rare phenomena of human life. I don't know after how many births. And if we lose this opportunity, we don't know after how many births we are again going to get it. So what we do? So if we really want to make this year meaningful, let us do something at all the four levels: physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. Seeing this situation of virus and other, so-called diseases everywhere, it's very good that we maintain our fitness, physical fitness. Now to find organic food which was available, you know, these modern philosophers, they say that, like 100 years, 200, or maybe 300, 400 years back, or maybe, few thousand years back, people were living very uncivilized life. But look at the situation. They were having all the organic food, organic milk, organic grains, organic fruits. Everything was so pure. No chemicals, no fertilizers, no adulteration. Everything was so pure. And today, this so-called society, modern and advanced enough, are looking everywhere in the world, where can we find organic food? Thanks to this advancement. So physically, even we are not able to eat properly. And even if you get proper food, quality food, you cannot digest. You go and ask any doctor, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, or allopathy. They'll tell you how all over the world the digestion power of people have gone down. It has gone down. You go and meet youngsters who are like 25, 30 years old, diabetes, can't eat sweet. Such misfortune they have, can't eat sweet such an early age. They can't even know, no, acidity, indigestion. this problem, that problem. And very strong connection between body and mind. So let us go to a emotional level, which is dealing with mind. Because mind is so much disturbed that it affects your stomach. It affects your body. Not only stomach, everywhere in your body it affects. Mind is disturbed. So to bring that disturbed mind to a situation of a peaceful and happy mind, we need to go a step further, intellectual. Our intelligence has become weak. Our intelligence has become, completely controlled and overpowered by mind and false ego. So it is very important, in order to bring the mind on track, which will help us to make our body fit. It is very important to bring intelligence, or give that strength to intelligence. And how do we do that? How do we give energy? How do we give strength to intelligence? We can give strength to intelligence by reading and hearing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We're talking about New Year, changes, everywhere changes. But actually nothing has changed in the world. Nothing has changed. Thousands of years ago, people were living similar life what we are living, if not same, because of standard and quality has changed. But we are still seeing from our eyes, hearing from our ears, speaking from our mouth, and then smelling from our nose. Same body structure, same desires, very similar desires. Very, very similar. Today, I was taking an offline class. 30 people were sitting and I was discussing. So I asked few of them in the audience, what is your ambition in life? Some of the students, they said, oh, I want to become a software engineer. Real? Is that the ambition of your life? Then people started opening, oh, I want to become a big businessman. I said, you don't want to become a big businessman. You want to become a rich businessman. There's nothing called a big businessman. It's only rich businessman. You want money. So then I asked another person, what is your ambition in life? To become famous. The young girl, she's like in 10th class. Ambition like to become famous. So all these ambitions were there thousands of years ago and lakhs of years ago. Same ambitions. Be it Hiranyakashipu, be it Hiranyaksha, his brother, be it Ravana, be it Kamsa, Duryodhana, same ambitions. So nothing has actually changed. Arjuna got into illusion on the battlefield, and we are already in the illusion on the battlefield of our life. We are already in the illusion. So nothing has changed actually. That time also people were like Duryodhana and Arjuna. What is the difference between Duryodhana and Arjuna? Arjuna kind of got illusion. Duryodhana was illusion. So what is the difference? Duryodhana was personally counseled by Krishna. Karna was personally counseled by Krishna. Only difference between Arjuna and Duryodhana and Karna is Arjuna heard and implemented what Krishna is telling. Whereas Duryodhana and Karna did not care for Krishna's words. So today also, after 5,000 years, if we will not care for Krishna's words, we are heading to the same destination of destruction. like all these things. So in order to keep your body fit, you need to be mentally happy, emotionally fulfilled. You see how people are sad. When a person is sad, that person may have lost some near or dear one, or some lost some money, business, jobs, and it affects the body. How mind affects the body. And mind is to be controlled by intelligence, and intelligence is to be sharpened by Bhagavad Gita, by the perfect counsel and advice of Sri Krishna. So until unless we work on a spiritual level first, nothing will actually be in place. And if our spiritual things are intact, are in a perfect shape, everything will fall in place. Everything else will fall in place. You don't have to worry. That's the difference between the life of today and life which people were living 1,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. They were focusing just to become happy, just to keep your mind stable and calm and peaceful. People are spending thousands and lakhs of rupees. So many seminars, so many therapies, so many vacations, just to keep mind peaceful. And here we are, without spending a penny, you can just vibrate your tongue and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and read Bhagavad Gita. In 10 minutes, your mind will be so peaceful, which otherwise spending, huge amount of money, you won't get the result. There's a difference. So the priorities have changed. If the priority should be spiritual, now the priority is material. It has to, the priorities have changed. Now the material thing has become priority. So that again needs to be shifted. I'll give you an example, or a story. It's an old story, you would have heard it in your school days. Bengal has many rivers, and really wide rivers. So water transportation is not something new in the world. Everyone knows. Now we may not use, we are not using much in India. Again, government is trying to revive. But thousands of years ago, there were no highways, national highways. There were highways and national highways, but people were more convenient using waterways. Because all the population, if you see, was near the river banks. So one person, he came from Europe. After studying there, he became a scientist. He's an Indian fellow. He went abroad, he learned, became a scientist. He's coming back to visit his own village. So he came, the flight, got on it, maybe Calcutta airport or something. And then he took a bus. Then he has to cross the river. Very longer journey. It's a shortcut. So he was talking with boatmen, and there were other fellows also from village. And he asked the boatman, he wanted to show off his knowledge, that I'm so advanced and you people are villagers are so backward, so low class. So he said to the boatman, the dear boatman, do you know about chemistry? And boatman said, what is chemistry? I do not know about chemistry. Oh, boatman, your 25% of the life is a waste. Really? Boatman, the first time he heard that his life is a waste because he does not know chemistry. He thought he was doing good business. Then, okay, boatman was quite kind of humbled. Or maybe he was thinking that what kind of person he is. Why is chemistry becoming so important in one day? Anyways, chemicals are reacting with each other on their own. We are not doing some great thing. Rather, by learning about chemistry, by bringing artificially chemicals into our life, we have created so much problem. Fertilizers, then so much chemicals in our body going up and down. We're distorting chemicals by eating allopathic medicine, all this artificial food. So then, artificial milk. I read one report maybe a few years back. The amount of milk required in Bombay, or coming, not required in Bombay, I'm sorry, the amount of milk coming to Bombay or being consumed by people of Mumbai is actually more than what Bombay can produce and what it is importing. So what we can produce in Mumbai plus what we can import is less than what we are consuming. So then what is that gap? So chemicals, urea, artificial milk. So then there's the scientist, he asked Boatman, do you know physics? Do you have any idea what is physics? And Boatman said, no, I do not know physics. So then he said, oh, Boatman, your 50% life is waste. And the scientist kind of enjoying, like bullying that Boatman, kind of a senior student is ragging first year newcomers. He was enjoying. There is subtle enjoyment when you bully another person. Subtle enjoyment, and it's really a good enjoyment. That's what people are doing. Duryodhan, he wanted to do same thing. So Pandavas, when they are in forest, they're in exile. Duryodhan and Karna came with big party, and they put up a colorful tent and partying, this, that, a lot of facilities. Duryodhan is trying to show off to Pandavas that you beggars, look at us. What is your situation? What is your standing? Pandavas were not affected. Only Bhim was little bit, charged up, and he was angry that how Duryodhan is showing that. And then what happened, we all know. The Gandharvas came and kidnapped Duryodhan. In front of everyone. And none of the brothers or friends of Duryodhan could save him. Bhima went and saved him. Because there's enjoyment when you demean other person. There's enjoyment. It's very demoniac enjoyment in mode of ignorance. And that's very much prevailing all over the world. So this boatman asked, do you know geometry? And the scientist asked boatman, do you know geometry? The boatman, I don't know. Oh, boatman, your 75% life is a waste. The boatman said, after some time, they were almost in the middle of the river, a broad river. So this the weather started changing. Clouds are forming, wind started blowing, and the boat is moving. It's not a motor boat. It's a boat which is rowed by the boatman. So the boat is shaking. And then the scientist is now confused. What is happening? What is happening? Why this boat is shaking so much? So then boatman asked, do you know swimming? You went to Europe to learn so many things. Did you learn swimming? He said, no, I never had time to learn swimming. So the boatman said, my dear sir, your 100% life is waste. And the boatman jumped off the boat, swam and left that river, and along with the boat just crossed over the boat. And this fellow died. So this may look this may look a very simple story, but this is what is happening. We are busy doing so many things artificially, so-called advancement of so-called culture, which cannot be called culture. Modern advancement in terms of education, advancement in terms of scientific theories, advancement in terms of philosophies. But we are dying. We're not happy. Which is very, we have to see. Just now, 2021 and then 2020. When they said in 2019 November, Corona started from China. But other parts of the world, they thought it's like, you might be, knowing the SARS and MERS. MERS was in Middle East and SARS was in China. So that time, all the countries, they stopped their aircrafts from going to China. So this time also they thought COVID is again, because it will be contained within Chinese limit and maybe a little bit to the other countries. Nobody expected it will travel all over the globe with such a speed and intensity. It was March of 2020 when the cases started detecting in India. And towards the end of March, third week of March, we all know this Janta curfew and lockdown started, and then disaster one after the other. And nobody has ever seen such a thing in their life. It went on for a few months. So many people just got killed, died. Somehow we kind of came out of it. We were coming out of it. And then 2020, again around March, April, another disaster. Much, much bigger blow. Very intense, the second wave. What could we do? The best of the scientists, Indian scientists all over the world. The best of the businessmen. Best of, all whatever you have. Doctors and engineers couldn't help. Entire country was helpless. There was no oxygen. Can you imagine? So much oxygen, but the people couldn't breathe. So many people died. 4,000 plus cases every day of death. So many people are dying. And somehow we couldn't do anything to come out of the situation. It was a natural course, arrangement of nature that we just came out. And then again, we thought we conquered. We have now one vaccine, we have another vaccine, 2 shots. Now India has 8 different varieties of vaccines and 4 oral kind of vaccines. I'll not call it a medicine because there's no cure for virus. And we thought everything is normal. The business is pre-COVID. The traveling is pre-COVID. Everything is like pre-COVID. No. Year has come now to say all of us Merry Christmas. Virus has again come. And this time it's going to be much, much bigger, as they say. Now everyone is saying it is not going to be so lethal. America yesterday was 580,000 cases. One day. And the population of America is hardly 30 crores. And India is 150 crores. America is nine times India in size. Imagine how many cases we may see witness. Again, so-called scientists and people, they're saying, doctors and others who are doing research, they're saying 14 lakh cases, 14 lakhs of cases we will witness in one day. So much of experience of so much of scientists and doctor and so-called, so much of expertise, and our expectation with these people. I'm not saying they are wrong. I'm saying we have, invested our time, energy, money in wrong direction. If we would have invested our time, money, energy in a proper direction, then this wouldn't happen. We have destroyed religion. We are destroying Krishna's nature. So nature will retaliate. Nature has to retaliate to protect herself. And everyone in the world, they understand one thing, that we are not controllers of this planet Earth. We want to go to Mars and Moon and Sun planet and Jupiter and Saturn, and just want to travel everywhere. But now we are hiding in our rooms, can't move out. Can't go out. Why? Because we invested in that. Let us not excite ourselves or titillate our senses artificially and be in an illusion that nothing, no matter what happens, we will conquer this creation. Let us not be so much illusion, then become unintelligent. Let us all become intelligent. And invest in the proper direction. It's very, if you see, it's very simple. The life is so simple. We have to just learn. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we see Avadhuta Brahman. He learns from 24 gurus. He learns from nature. So let us learn from nature. Okay, let us learn from first man-made things. If I have to travel from Mumbai to Delhi, I may choose any of the mode of transportation, either walking or taxi or bus, train, which train, what time, which day, or flight. Whatever I select, I have to follow certain rules. I cannot take a ticket of a local train and travel and go to airport and say that I want to enter in the aircraft. This is my ticket. They won't allow me. At the entrance of the airport, only I will be thrown out. Bring the proper ticket. So we're following the system. The man-made system. We cannot break. We cannot break even a man-made system. Now let us come to the natural systems. Can any one of you breathe from your ears? If you can breathe from your ears, then go and purchase 2 more masks, because you need to cover your ears. Virus will enter from there. You cannot breathe from your ears. You cannot breathe from your eyes. You cannot eat food from your nose. You cannot see this world from your tongue. No. Krishna has provided a system you have to follow. We are bound to follow system. We cannot do anything. We are bound to follow. So if we are bound to follow man-made system, if we are bound to follow Krishna's system, let us inquire why this problem happened. Nobody in this world wanted this kind of problem. So why this virus came? Because we have broken the system. We should learn, reflect, and learn from the previous mistakes. We have broken the laws of Krishna. And so we must pay for it. Suppose there's a fire here. And I put my hand. What will happen? Some of you may think my hand will burn. No, my hand will not burn. Because as soon as the fire, the flames will touch, and hand will feel that heat, palm will feel the heat. It will send the signal to brain, and brain will, the sane brain, not the insane brain. People who have suicidal tendency, I'm not talking about that. The sane brain will send the instructions back. Remove your hand. So I will remove my hand to protect it. Such finer reflexes Krishna has created in our system. If these systems were not, if these reflexes were not there, I will keep my hand and it will just completely burn to ashes. So that has to be understood, that Krishna has also created a system called Earth, this planet, this planetary system, this universe. There are certain laws. Nothing in this world can exist without a law. So we have broken the law and we will pay for it. We have to pay for it. So now what can we do in this new year? Shall we continue paying as we have paid for past few years? If any one of you want to continue to pay, then you continue. It will become worse. It will get further complicated and compounded. But if you want simple, then we have to become simple. What do you mean by simple? A small child, 2.5, 3 years old boy, if he sees something, he will go to his mother or father or elder siblings and he'll tell them, I want to operate this machine. Please help me. I do not know how to do it. Sometimes these tiny fellows, they do not know how to, open the phone, how to operate the phone and YouTube and all that. But they know there is something which will bring happiness to me. It's some cartoon they watch. So they do not know how to use it. Or if you just hide this icon of YouTube, he is not able to search immediately, because children are simple-hearted. Immediately, he will go to his mother or father and tell them, I want. He will take guidance. He will accept them as authorities. What is happening with human beings, that we have accepted ourselves as authorities. So simple means, let us make our heart simple. Let us approach Krishna through his devotees, through Bhagavad Gita, and try to learn what am I supposed to do to be happy. So that next year I can say Happy New Year. Just by saying Happy New Year, we will not become happy. That all of you agree. We need to do something. Actually, we don't have to do anything. We have to just approach the right person who knows how this system is working. This message was sent on the group. There's a group called Success Sutras, and all of you received the message. That 6 o'clock there's a session. Meaningful 2022 something. Making 2022 meaningful. You got a message. You got a Zoom link. You clicked on it in your phone, in your laptop, in your desktop, and Zoom opens. Suppose you click on it, it doesn't open, or it goes to some other uh, Zoom, and it says, waiting for the host to start. What will you do? You'll immediately type a message in the group that this Zoom link is not working. Please send the correct Zoom link. Isn't it simple? It's very simple. And then our volunteers, our coordinators, they will send it. And you click it and you open the right Zoom. And you enter the right room. So similarly, when we approach Krishna, through devotees, through literatures, through sadhus, through guru, then what happens? They'll tell us, do this, do this, do this. And we just follow the instructions. Like we follow Google Map. We follow the instruction and very smoothly we will reach our destination. There may be some hiccups, some hurdles, because what we have done wrong, we have gone on a wrong path. So while coming back, some hurdles may be there. But after that, the journey is very smooth. And then you can actually say Happy New Year, and then you can not only year, every day is a happy day. Every new day will become a happy day. Otherwise, every sunrise and sunset is actually reducing our life. Every sunset is reducing our life. So then we really mean, we just say Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, oh, wish you a very Happy New Year, Happy New Year. What's the use? Are we doing anything to make this new year? Or are we doing anything to make ourselves happy in this new year? It is very simple. Just follow. So please approach Bhagavad Gita. Read it. Try to understand. If you're not able to understand, approach a proper teacher. Understand Bhagavad Gita from. Follow the instructions. Chant Hare Krishna mantra. Because even though you get the directions from Bhagavad Gita, you need fuel, you need energy, and that will come by chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. And then it will flow in a proper direction. You have sufficient energy, you have perfect direction, and very soon you will reach destination where you will attain unending eternal happiness. And not only that, your journey will also be filled with excitement and happiness. Then there's a meaning of this saying called Happy New Year. So let us make this year meaningful. Let us try to bring some change. We don't have to do anything. Now, who will take care of virus? Everything will be taken care of. Why? See, so many hurricanes are coming, so many storms are coming, so many cyclones are coming. Nobody had witnessed 30 years ago so many of them. Bombay just now, this year, Bombay witnesses a storm after 130 years. Now they say, the scientists are saying, it will be an yearly phenomenon. Every year it will come. Somehow last 2020, it went towards south, Pandharpur and that direction. And last year it went towards Gujarat. We need only one straight cyclone hitting Mumbai, which leads to destruction. As they say in English, what are you waiting for? Christmas? The Christmas has passed now. Now we have to do something. Wake up. Otherwise, these destructions. We don't have to worry about virus. We don't have to worry about this natural disaster. We don't have to worry about any other living being. We have to just worry whether I am following the right path given by the Creator, Sri Krishna Himself, or not. Everything else will be taken care. Everything. A child may be a very notorious. So a child may be very notorious, but if the child, after all his nuisance, he decides to surrender to the instruction of father, father will take care of every implications or complications coming in his life because he has surrendered. That's what Krishna is saying. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchala. I will take care of whatever nonsense you have done, but you surrender only to me. So let us surrender to Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita, by following the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, by chanting Hare Krishna, by serving the devotees. Let us surrender, and we'll see the world becoming a beautiful place. Even if the world is not becoming beautiful, you will become happy and you will reach a place which is eternally beautiful, the holy abode of Lord Krishna. Then we all can wish each other a very happy new year, happy birthday. All these happy things will happen. Now there is nothing happening. Nothing is happening in this life. So please try to follow the instructions as much as possible by reading Bhagavad Gita, by understanding Bhagavad Gita, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, by approaching a proper spiritual master and perfect your life. Hare Krishna. Any questions? If we have, we can take. Time is already up. We can take some questions if you have. Okay. If there is no question, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna.